We are having discussions with all our uncontracted players. There's a disproportionate amount of focus on Travis at the moment. We don't really want to buy into that. We think that things are going along particularly well with his situation and with others, and we'll deal with that in due course. Look, he's been basically pretty close to getting the green light the last 2 weeks. We were very close last week. But in the end, you make the decision based on the recommendation of your medical staff, and there was 10% more healing to take place, and we're pretty confident that this week was going to get him over the top. I can't categorically say he's going to be in until we get the green light from the doctor. I thought Maxi performed very well. I thought Heater was quite damaging at times as well. But the collective performance of the club and the team is most important, and we weren't able to wrest control of the midfield, and that puts your defence under a little bit of pressure, and it doesn't give as much supply to your forwards. So ultimately, the tactics of the opposition on Friday night were effective, not just because of the individuals that they took place on, but perhaps how the game was played. Yeah, look, I thought that the effort and endeavour and commitment to the contest of our group across the majority of the year has been excellent, and I thought we were probably 5 or 10% off that on Friday night. There's no doubt we lost the physical battle against Carlton. I thought their intensity and their endeavour, their verve around the contest was greater than ours. I think it's a pretty stark lesson that if you get beaten in that area of the game, it's pretty hard to get the game on your terms, and just as hard to win accordingly. Yeah, look, Daisy's come out of it pretty well. It was, obviously very graphic vision, and it hurt him a fair bit at the time, but he's become the ultimate professional this week. He's had a foot in the ice bucket more often than not, and it's just a matter of getting the swelling down because he was cleared of structural damage, which was good. Kicked 4 goals as a forward. Clearly he's cut his, well, in recent times, he cut his teeth as a forward when he started. Recent times he's been a defender. I think it was just fantastic for him to get through four quarters of football. We'll have a look at where he's at. Alan Didak still working his way back through specific sort of football load in training, but we had some solid performances from some of our VFL boys, which we'll obviously be looking at given Sherrod's suspension and Marley's injury. Had a block 5 weeks at the beginning of last year where he started to take the games by the scruff of the neck and was really standing up and realising his potential. He's still, since that point, he just hasn't been able to get there really. Through the 2/3 towards the end of last year and through the early part of this year, he's just hasn't been able to reach the same standard. So eventually you ask yourself which one's the norm. But he's a great competitor. He's obviously got a big tank. He fulfills an important role for us, but at some stage you need results. You need kicks, marks and handballs. You need tackles. You need impact. And Dawsey's searching for that. Yeah, look, I've already had my say on it basically, but Sherrod's when it comes to aerial ball, he's as courageous a player that we have on our list. He throws himself. You only have to go back. There's a contest really early in the game against West Coast where he goes back with a flight, and he's at all sorts of angles to end up getting his fist and stop Nick Naitanui from taking a mark at the highest point. So he's got the athleticism and he's got the real commitment to attack the aerial ball. And I've got no doubt that one of the reasons that he got in the position that he got into is because of that element of courage that he has to really attack the contest in the air as hard as he can. It was a split-second decision. Could he have got out of it? Potentially. He wouldn't have weeks if there was another option available to him. But I thought that he was so committed to getting to the contest and to getting to the ball that it was pretty hard for him to pull out. It was an unfortunate incident. It didn't look great. He's copped his whack, and we'll move on. Yes, he will. He will. The club will, probably send a release out later on this afternoon. But Marley will be in for surgery tomorrow. It's unfortunate because he's really been developing exponentially in his time exposed at AFL level. And it's unfortunate for him because it takes away unlimited possibilities for the end of this year. But he'll make sure he gets that right and set himself for his next crack at it, which will be after a full pre-season next year.
Just on Sharrock, what will he do now in the next 3 weeks? He's not going anywhere.
He'll get fit. He'll get fit, and he'll be more than ready to attack the second. Not the second part of the year, but to attack the end of the year.